Hey, how you doing? My name is Roman Jackson, and I'm going to share a message with you tonight for the End of Watch Memorial Ruck Foundation. Caleb asked me to do a little piece on how we relate leadership to teamwork. And I was going to write this for you, but I thought, it might be a little bit better if I do it by video, just so the message didn't get lost. What I'm going to share with you tonight is my opinion of how this works. It doesn't mean I'm right. If you don't agree with it, it's okay. If you like it, great. Maybe you could use it, use bits and pieces of it. That's the greatest thing about networking and having this group is we can share things back and forth to try to be the best we can be. A little bit about me. I'm a captain with the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office. I'm currently the captain of our Special Operations Division, which encompasses pretty much everything but patrol. I did do some time as a district commander, which is basically on the patrol side of the house, and it's coordinating the patrol officers for certain areas through our county. And I was blessed to be over two different districts, and before reaching my promotion to captain. And prior to that, I was a sergeant over the traffic unit and canine unit. And then when I was a patrol officer, I was a field train officer and a SWAT officer. So I've had a great career. I've been very blessed to move up the command ladder, and I've really got to see a lot of cool things happen in our agency, especially. Real quick, shout out to all of our Santa Rosa folks that are part of this group. We appreciate, we love you, and we care about you, and we're so thankful that we have you working at our agency. So what I'm going to share with you, I got to writing this and I was thinking about it, and I always hear people say, well, patrol is the backbone or the foundation to, or is what is known as the grassroots of an agency. And in your case, if you don't work as a cop and maybe you're a civilian and you're part of this or you're in the military, how about this? I'll just call you a troop and you work for an organization. So the troops are the backbone or the foundation. And for a long time, I shared that thought as well because I thought that was the best way that you could explain it. But then I got to thinking about it. I was writing this piece down and I was like, I'm going to do it by video. It's kind of the opposite of what we think. And I want you to think about this. I'm going to use this reference for you. When you build a house, you build everything on top of a foundation. So in real reality, when I think about teamwork and I relate this to a ruck or a mission, I guess you'd say, your command level or your leadership level really starts at the bottom. And what I mean by that is when you build a home and you get the foundation poured, the foundation has to be completely level. It's got to be just right to support the walls and the roof of a home. So when I think about this and I think about, well, how does command and leadership fit into this reference that I'm giving you? If you build the foundation correctly, and what I'm saying is like your sergeants, your lieutenants, even your captains, if they're in the foundation and everything's completely mixed correctly and spread correctly, and forgive me if I'm using the wrong terms, but it's leveled out and it's right, you can put as much weight as you want because it evenly gets distributed. So in leadership, we delegate and we hand things out or we give chores to people. And that's the same thing. Every foundation has turns and notches and things that have to be laid out correctly so that you can fit the walls the way you want them to, because it's a huge puzzle. And that's what police work is. It's a puzzle. So if you think about it, we start at the bottom, command level is there, and you build the walls up. Well, in my mind, the walls are your patrol people. They hold the roof, which is the people. They hold the people up. They support the people. And then inside of these walls is where the actual home is where the love is shared and where the bonds are and where the memories are made and the internal workings happen. That's patrol. And so if you think about it, Within patrol, we have buffers and we have, which is insulation pretty much. I mean, so I'm talking about building a house, but just think of it like if you really, I'm trying to make it simplistic. If you build a house and you have a great foundation, leadership, and you have great walls, you can hold the roof up, which holding the roof up is doing the job. It's supporting people, it's helping people, which is our mission. And in this case, for the Ruck, it's honoring those who have fallen in the line of duty. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about serving citizens on calls or we're doing a ruck to support the families or the people who died wearing the badge. Okay? So that takes care of that. Now, your upper executives, okay, like majors, chiefs, undersheriffs, things like that, they're your architects. They draw this foundation just so it'll be correct. And they're the ones that have to plan it out just right, so that everything fits where it should. So that we don't have one side of the house that's too heavy compared to the other side. So that's kind of the way I look at it. If you drew this on a piece of paper, I guess that would make sense to you. If you flow charted it out. So it's weird because we always say, well, leadership is at the top of the level. Yeah, when it comes to rank structure, we are. But the actual position is down at the bottom. So that kind of leads into the next thing I wanted to say. You know, we have this us versus them mentality. Like, you know, oh, if you wear gold on your collar, then that's them and patrol is us. But it couldn't be farther from the truth, because if we don't have people show up and take calls and work at the agency and represent the agency the right way and get out and bang the streets and take care of business, then really leadership doesn't matter. Really, the leader's goal or role should be to show support and to provide you with the tools you need to do a good job, but also to hold you accountable for your actions. And sometimes within a foundation, you get a little bit of cracks, okay, and what we call stress cracks. And what's crazy is that the walls, they really never suffer from that, because the foundation seems to compensate for the stress cracks to still hold the weight up. And this goes into sometimes decisions are made or missions are laid out a certain way, and it doesn't often make sense why we do it the way we're doing it. But now if you take my reference and you think about it, it kind of does. Sometimes things can't be explained. There's just no time. Sometimes things shift, and sometimes you don't even know they shifted. And then sometimes you have damage that you have to come in and repair. And so then you have to make sure that you get the right people to repair it. I know I'm getting way off here, but I want you to understand that if you take references and you use them, maybe it helps you understand things. Command is not perfect. Leadership is not perfect. The reason you pick the people you do in a command position or in a leadership position is because you trust them. And sometimes they will make the wrong decisions because they're human. But they should be making good decisions based on the betterment of the agency and the people that make it happen, the walls. And you're the walls. So it's kind of crazy because if you put it at levels, that's how it works. And we as leaders in command and people in command positions, that should be the most important thing. So let's relate it to the ruck. Sometimes you're going to have people that are more experienced in rucking. Sometimes you will have people that have done rucks for years and they do them every month. And then you have people that come out for the first time. Like for me, my first one was a goal that I had set because I hit the 15-year mark of an anniversary of an incident that happened to me at work in 2004. So in 2019, I hit my anniversary mark, and my goal was I'm at 15 years since the incident, and I want to do 15 miles. Excuse me. So that was my goal for the day. Now Caleb, he kind of bamboozled me a little bit and put me on a 23-mile ruck that day. I still owe him for that one, but my goal was 15 miles, and anything after that was gravy. So I got to about mile 13 and I was hurting, and it was a lot, and I was trying my best to push through. But what was great was people that I didn't even know came to help me complete my goal and be successful. Why? Because they knew my story. Those are leaders. It doesn't really matter about what you wear on your collar, and it doesn't really matter about the position or the rank you hold. What matters is how you treat people. It matters is, do you do the right thing? Are you there when people need you? So there was people that were walking beside me that had less rank than me, but gave me a great lesson on leadership that day. And that's what's so cool. That's what makes this work. So yes, at a command level, rank matters. And it should always be respected, and it should always be appreciated. And chain of command should matter. But at the end of the day, we're all people, and people matter. And we have to treat people good. And when you mess up and you do things at work, you should expect that it's your leader's job to call you out and correct it. But when you do right, they should also be the one that tells you that you did right. It's very simple. It's very easy to understand. Everyone wants to be important. Everyone wants to feel important. And that's what matters, is making someone feel important. What also matters is remembering why we do what we do when we do these rucks. It's hot, it's miserable, it's painful, but we have to do that, and we have to do it in that environment to make ourselves understand what those people went through when they gave their lives up for the badge. And that's what we're doing. We're basically trying to recreate a little bit of pain, or we're trying to understand what it's like, as Caleb says, to embrace the suck. Except we still get to go home to our families after, and they don't. And so that's why it's important we show up and do it. For those of you that have never done the ruck and you're thinking about doing it, do it. It'll be the best thing that you ever did for you personally. For the leaders out there that want to do these things with their shifts, that join them together a little bit, talk to your shift. Do it with them. There's some shorter legs this year, and listen, you walk around all day. You don't even realize how much you walk. But 5-6 miles, is it painful? Yeah, it's not the most enjoyable thing in the world, but you can do it. And you can do it as a team. And what matters is that you get out together and experience things together, because that's where trust, love, and loyalty comes from, is going through those times together. So I hope that I gave you a good explanation of how command fits teamwork, and why command is important in a team. And just remember that oftentimes people in command positions, they're getting those stress cracks too that you don't know about. And they're carrying a lot of weight that you don't remember they carry, so that you, the walls, the troops, can stay upright and support the goal, which is the people, the roof, the top. So I hope that helps you out a little bit. I hope to see everybody at the ruck this year. I'm looking forward to it. I think Caleb's done an outstanding job with this foundation. We don't tell him enough how much we appreciate him and love him. And for those that may have, for the people with their agencies that may have lost somebody this year, we've experienced that ourselves, and my heart goes out to you. And I hope that I gave you a little bit of insight of how I view it how I view leadership from my position. Doesn't mean I'm right. And if you don't agree with it, it's okay. I'm good with that. Because we all have our own opinions on how this works. Is at the end of the day, in my opinion, the only thing we have to do is make sure we're keeping the walls up and we're keeping the home a home. So I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my message. And God bless all of you and your families. Thanks.